Sell what you've grown to pay back the debt. So the rice is in their field and they can't eat it. The corn is in their field and they can't eat it. So the real solution to hunger is an internal input system which reduces the costs of production, therefore allows the farm family to eat what they've grown and sell the extra. The surpluses we have in the world are what I call pseudo-surpluses. They are pseudo-surpluses extracted from a debt we are not paying to the land, pseudo-surpluses extracted from the farming families and households so that the women and children are going hungry in rural areas across the world, and it's extracted from the third world. Now, we have two elements of a crisis in the negotiations. The first is this issue of the mandatory, legally binding agreement which was created at the Earth Summit versus political declarations. The second is about the issue of compensation and financing the third world. Europe had made a plan after we've seen what the Green Revolution did to India. It destroyed the water. There are now NASA studies showing that the groundwater in the Green Revolution areas is as good as disappeared. It destroyed the biodiversity. It has caused so much pesticide contamination that now a train departs from Punjab, where the Green Revolution was introduced, to go to Bikaner, where there's a charitable cancer hospital, and it's called the cancer train. Half the people on that train are cancer patients going to treatment. And it's the Green Revolution that has gifted cancer to Punjab. Through the biodiverse ecological system getting deeper and deeper, which is another reason why we have to close the gap between the producer and the eater. We have to do it to reduce food miles, but we have to also do it for justice and fairness, to ensure that the producers get a fair share. I think, or even though the agriculture issue is not at the heart of negotiations right now, there is a danger that false solutions will rise very fast. And I just want to touch a bit on the false solutions that are on the horizon. I mentioned Agra. Totally false solution. It will increase nitrogen fertilizer use, increase emissions. But along with increasing emissions, what it is going to do is increase the vulnerability of Africa to drought. We've done a major study for 2 years on comparing carbon return to the soil in ecological systems versus chemical systems. And I just want to run through the data, and it actually replicates the 39 studies you were talking about, done totally independently in different parts of the world. The percentage increase in carbon in organic systems compared to chemical systems is up to 25% in arid zone farming systems in India, 19% in semi-arid, 15% in subhumid, and 14% with the remaining world. This is something we can all agree to, that it's good to do agriculture that protects the soil, gives us more and better food, and solves the climate problem at the same time. And organic is the way. The second is, I think, the mind shift that is needed. Humanity has gone insane, obsessed with the Wall Street logic. That money must make money, and money is real, life is false. We've got to put life at the center. And money is a medium of exchange. That's all it is. It's not the measure of wealth in the world. It's just a means of exchange. And, you know, the discourse of the climate thing is a low carbon economy. You know, we must create low carbon economies. What I say is we must create low fossil fuel carbon economies, but we must enhance the living carbon economy, whether it is in the forest or it is on our farms. We cannot afford to criminalize carbon, which is the very basis of life on Earth. We must celebrate, nurture, multiply the abundance of carbon, which is the richness of the soil and the gift of food that nourishes our bodies. And every one of us can be engaged in this. And I know while they waffle and they debate, we can continue to move. And I think before we get any agreement in place in the formal meeting, we can multiply organic farming, natural farming, thousands of times more than what it already is. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. This is just the beginning of something huge because it's taking the future into our own hands. I'd like to thank Maurice Strong, Barbara Vandana Shiva, Alalan Imai, and particularly Shumi for organising this panel. Thank you very much for attending. And a word to Alice before we go.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for coming. And I just wanted to make sure that, as I said in the beginning, that the speakers have contributed to this booklet that they all wrote about the article. So if you're interested, there's going to be a booklet over there that you can pick it up. And thank you so much for coming. And thank you once again for the volunteers for helping us. Thank you very much. We have a few announcements, everyone.
Good morning to everyone. My name is Laura. I come from Italy. We came here in this morning. We are 250 and more. We are part of a network, Italian network called See You in Copenhagen. We represent a lot of fights on our territory for the defense of land, environment and health. We were here to participate in demonstrations and discussions during COP15. Yesterday, 75 Italian activists were arrested with no motivation. They were doing nothing. They were just working in the streets. We think that how they want to shut us down here in Copenhagen tells us the same story of how they act everywhere. That is the same system, bringing the same violence and the same injustice all over the world. We have to make our voice heard. We have to say no to the suspension of democracy here in Copenhagen, but everywhere in the world. We invite every one of you to join us at 12:30 this morning a.m. behind the Copenhagen Parliament, the Danish Parliament, where we start a great demonstration to protest against these arrests. A lot of people will have a trial and condemned with no motivation. Please join us and defend climate, heart and democracy here in Copenhagen and all over the world.